you. You know why? We are not programmed with it. To be programmed, you read, and you become aware and implement it in your life. This was from Surah Hujurat, again, chapter 49, ayah number 12. Don't spy, don't snoop, no snooping, no slander. This guy, he spares nobody. He spares nobody. This is some type of sickness. I think there's a special word for it. A man who hates everybody, anybody, everybody. Even himself. If you read, he hates even himself. There's something sickness. He is a case for a psychiatrist. But he is an evil genius for writing. And there are conspirators at work. Conspirators, people are conspiring for this. They want this to be done. They want this guy to do. They gave him advance money beforehand. So come on, man, write this book. It's a grand idea that now you can slaughter the Muslims with filth. I said he spares nobody. Even my Hindu cousins. My ancestors were Hindus. I come from Bombay, India. My ancestors were Gujarati Hindus. I'm thanking Rajiv Gandhi. We all Muslims, we must thank Rajiv Gandhi for banning the book. But I'm telling him in my little booklet, I says, Rajiv, you have done yourself a great favor. I will not attribute motives to him. Oh, you know, he wants to curry favor with the Muslim voters. No, don't do that. If a man has done a good deed, acknowledge it. Rajiv, I thank you for what you have done. Thank you very much. But this is the benefit of a good act. If you do something good, the benefits, the rewards are so much greater. You are actually helping yourself. I said, you have done yourself a great favor by banning the book. Because in that book, maybe he didn't know, maybe the Hindus don't know that he hasn't spared the gods of the Hindus. He hasn't spared the gods. On page 539, he says, a direct quote I'm giving you now. Here was a lecherous, drunken Rama, the god of the Hindus. Rama is the seventh incarnation of God, according to Hindu philosophy. Krishna is the eighth incarnation of God. Buddha, the ninth incarnation of God. Rama, here he calls him lecherous, obsessed with sex, drunken, alcoholic. Rama, and a flighty Sita, his wife, worshipped by millions of Hindus as a goddess. She is a flighty woman. Flighty doesn't mean flying away from sexual approaches. Flighty means one who is easily excited, easily aroused sexually, like a bitch in season, randy. This is what he's saying, flighty. Go and look up your dictionary at home. Flighty. Flighty doesn't mean flying away, flying into illicit sex. And while Ravana, the demon king, was depicted as an upright and honest man. The devil is an upright and honest man. The gods of the Hindus, he is a lecherous debaucher and drunkard. And his wife is a whore, harlot. That's what he's implying. Jibreel, that's Rushdie. Now he's taking the role of Jibreel. He's Jibreel. Gabriel. Jibreel is playing Ravana. He plays the part of the demon king, but as a saint. The saint he makes into a devil, and the devil he makes into a saint, and he takes the role of the devil becoming a saint. George explained in fascinated horror, looks like he's trying deliberately to set up a final confrontation with religious sectarians, knowing he can't win. Look, he's writing, Rushdie is writing this. A prophecy about himself that, look, he's doing this. He's trying to create a play within a play, a dream within a dream, so he can get away with this. I was only dreaming. You know, when he had sex with the queen, he was only dreaming. He didn't literally do it. That's how these perverts will say, look, he was only dreaming. I said, you khabis, when he wrote it, he wasn't dreaming, was he? So it's a dream within a dream. So he said, look, it was a dream. This guy dreamt and that other one dreamt. Other dreams. He says, a final confrontation with the sectarians, knowing he can't win, that hell he'll be broken to bits. Page 539. That he will be broken to bits. My dear brothers and sisters, the problems generated by this Salman's satanic verses in his notorious book are too vast for any one person to handle. Please, let me conclude that if such are the priests, these are the priests, the prophets of these atheist and agnostic people, these are their gods. If such are the priests, like Rushdie and his fellow travelers, with the Bible like the satanic verses, God bless the congregation. And if such is the generation congregation, then God bless our queen. God save the queen.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are most grateful to Sheikh Ahmed Deedat for presenting his views and analysis of the satanic verses. Jazakallah khair. It has been truly enlightening. How Rushdie fooled the West. How true. Weren't we all fooled? We shall begin the question and answer segment of this program shortly. At this time, I would like to invite those members of the audience who would like to ask a question to Sheikh Deedat on the topic to form an orderly queue behind the microphone, which has been specially provided for your use. If we could come down the right aisle to form the queue, and then after you have finished your question and the question has been answered, if you could leave through the center aisle. While you are forming the queue, it is essential that the following guidelines be strictly adhered to, so I would like to fill you in. This will avoid the chairman having to interrupt the questioner. This is a question time, not an opportunity for you to make a speech. If you want to make a speech, then I suggest you hire a hall, such as Sheikh Deedat has done today, the Royal Albert Hall, and he has graciously consented to entertain your questions. Please, only one question per visit to the microphone. If you have further questions, please just go down the center aisle and take your place at the back of the queue again. So this way, more people have an opportunity to ask questions, and as well, we get a broad range of questions. Please do not interrupt the answer. Ask your question and be respectful enough to listen to the answer. This is not a debate. Finally, please keep your questions succinct and related to the topic of today's lecture, how Rushdie fooled the West. It is not fair to the speaker or to the rest of the audience to ask a question on another topic. There are many tapes which you can purchase after this question segment, which will deal with all of the other topics. There are approximately 65 tapes. If you could see Brother Shamshad, I'm sure that he could help to fill any needs that you might have to get any of the videotapes.
They can identify themselves and ask.
And also, if you would please, before asking your question, identify yourself and then proceed to ask your question. Okay. I think then we're ready for the first question. If you could please, sir, identify yourself and ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum. Wahib Hassan, a student. Just like to ask, should Rushdie die?
my son, are you British? Are you British? Huh? Yes. You are a Britisher. Now, if you are a Britisher, you see, I said, how Rushdie fooled the West. You are one of those. And if he did to your queen, if he did to your ruler, Mrs. Thatcher, what Rushdie did, I want to know from you, what would you do? What you would do. I want to know, if you are a Britisher, if you are a loyal citizen of this country, I want to know from you, what would you be doing?
Incidentally, the topic of should Rushdie die really is a separate topic, and there is a video cassette. It's Should Rushdie Die? The Islamic Verdict, which also is available outside. The next questioner, please.
I would like to ask that whether satanic verses can be an insult only against Islam, or it is an insult against all religions, including Christianity and Judaism. And if yes, is it not a good idea to ask the leading figures among Christians and Jews to express their views, whether they agree with the content of this book or not? Because I personally believe it is not insult against only Islam. It is insult against all religions, including Christianity, Judaism, and Hindu religion. And the second thing I wanted to ask, because I or other people here might have the wrong impression that you are a supporter of any political figure, could you also clarify that point?